What do you get when you cross a samurai with an ape with a robot? You get Samurai Optimus Primal, that's who. Let's check him out. Let's do it. What is happening, folks? It is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back to another episode of The Good, The Bad, The Awesome, where I unbox, give you my first reaction to all things pop culture. So if you like to see what I see, hit that like, subscribe, get notified when we have new videos. And if you're doing that, thank you so very much. Don't forget our 4,000 subscriber giveaway is still going on. Link in the description below. And I also have a live show that I host with Billy the Kid's Toy Reviews called The Forge. And it is moving to Sundays at 9:30 Eastern. So if you're a subscriber, you can get notified when that is coming on. We talk all things Transformers. So that is going to be awesome. But today I have in front of you something from a company called Iron Factory. They are a legend scale company. They make cool, stylized, I would say like IDW style bots. And they're no bigger than like about 4 inches, but they make some really cool ones, and they make a series that I am really digging. And this is going to be my very first of the series to ever unbox. Now I do have one out of the box that I just bought that way, but this is the first of the series that I've ever unboxed and had that experience of that first feel just all by myself. But it is the Iron Factory Iron Samurai series, and this is Oosarushogun. I don't know, I pronounced that wrong, but it is Optimus Primal in a samurai type form, and I just cannot wait. I love, if you give me robots with swords or robots in like Taisho era Japan, I think that's freaking cool. And this right here, when I saw this on, I think it was Shozi store, it looked really cool, and I just could not wait to get it. So I think he was about $34 overseas. You'll probably pay around $50-$55 here in the States. But this is it. This is the front of the box. Here's the side of the box. Love this little logo right there. I don't know if you can see it really well, but it looks really cool. There's the back. You can kind of see the shots. There's his alt form, but look at those swords. That's what attracts me to this line, is those friggin' swords. And there's like the QR code that you can kind of scan if you want to, and then there's that. So there's 3 really big, I would consider legend scale companies, and that's New Age, Magic Square, and then Iron Factory, and then there's other legend scale companies as well, but those are kind of your 3 most popular. And Iron Factory, like I said, they make a more IDW stylized. But let's do this. Let's get him out of the box and let's begin to play with him, and let's do that through the magic of video editing. So Optimus Primal, maximize now. All right, folks, here's Optimus Primal. I guess they'd have to do it like in a kind of a Japanese samurai, Optimus Primal kind of voice. I can't do that. Optimus Primal. I mean, the only person who can do Optimus Primal, Gary Chalk. He is the man, the myth, the legend. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers as he's going through some cancer treatments right now. So keep him in your thoughts. But Gary Chalk was the voice of Optimus Primal in Beast Wars. A lot of y'all, that's one of your favorite series. I kind of got out of Transformers around that time, but does not mean I don't like collecting Beast Wars. I mean, it was a darker story, and I love that it focused on the bots, and you got a really sinister Megatron. But there he is, Optimus Primal, and all the stuff you get. So first of all, you do get these instructions that do come with him. You also get some hands and some little parts, and I believe these parts are kind of using for the swords, so you can kind of make them connected and things like that. But you got open set hands, you got hands to hold the swords. These are big old ham hock hands, man. These are huge, I think because he's a gorilla. Am I a man or am I a monkey? He's not a monkey. He is a gorilla. But then you got these 2 swords, beautiful blue, short sword, longer sword. It doesn't matter the size of your sword as long as you know how to use them. So there they are. And then the bot itself is right here. So let's do a height comparison. So I'm going to bring in my very nasty, janky ruler here. And he stands at the tippy of these thingies you see right here, about 4.5 inches. At the top of his head is about 4 inches, so he's legend scale. If you're like, I do not live off the imperial scale, I live off the metric system, so then you're looking at 10 centimeters or a little over 11 centimeters high when you get to the tippity top there. So that's how big he is. So let's bring him in a little bit closer for us to take a look at him. But just that, this just looks cool. It's a very stylized Optimus Primal. I love the black, it just screams, you know, feudal Japan, and but still looks enough like Optimus Primal. I love that helmet head right there. So cool. Love the little, just the way it looks. It would have been cool if the eyes were red, but you got blue eyes there. But then you have this little detail right here. Look at that. That is pretty neat. Just a screaming gorilla demon face. That's what it kind of looks like. And then there's another one on the other side too. Then you got his outfit, his armor right here with the red and the black. So cool. The black here, the white that just shows through right there. But yeah, there it is. There's the front, the back, the side, the back, and the side. And the paint apps are really nice. There's no real overspray or anything on this guy. Just really cool. And these are pretty cool too. I don't know what these are, but that is cool. They're like his guns that you can kind of put down like that if you want to. So yeah, that's friggin' amazing. But let's take a look at some articulation. So just know that this is my first impressions. I may miss some of the articulation, but we'll do our best not to. But yeah, the head is on a ball joint, so you do get up, down, side to side movement there. The arm, you can get it up to like there. You have all the way around. It's kind of on a ball too as well. You have a bicep swivel, 90-degree bend, and then you have fist tilts. So that's very nice. So let's kind of you can't T it. You can almost just get an A right there. You have a waist swivel, a little bit of an ab crunch, but not much. And then these panels do move up, so that way you can almost Mr. T them. Now those panels do come off. I guess they're on a ball, so that's something you got to be kind of careful with. With Iron Factory, everything's kind of like on a ball joint. Unlike like a Magic Square where everything's really pegged in, these are on a ball joint on that. But that's okay. I don't mind. The back, you can lift it up. But yeah, you get quite a little bit there. You have a thigh swivel, 90-degree bend, and then you have ankle tilt, tidge, and rock in there. So that's his movements in a nutshell. But overall, very tight joints. Very nice. I am digging the look of this guy. I think he looks really cool. I think what I want to do, let me kind of put him down here. Now I got him not where he can't stand right. I want to change the hands out so I can put the swords in his hands. So we'll open up this little bag here. This little biggie. So let me do that off camera. So we'll put swords in his hands and I'll be right back. All right, got some swords in his hands. I'm doing the old, one sword in the back, one sword like that. So kind of cool little, where you can we can pose them. Let's move these little things like so. If I want to, like that. Yeah, here we go. So there you are. So that looks cool. Putting the hands on was a little tough because the ball joint holes were a little too small, so you had to really get them in there. So if you want to save yourself some time, you can kind of soak the plastic in warm water to kind of make it a little bit more malleable, make it a little bit easier to put it in. But yeah, it took me a little force to get that in there. But that looks very cool. We're going to go ahead and put his guns down too. That's cool. There we are. Very nice Optimus Primal. Whoops, I just knocked my camera. I work in a little small space. Let me get the sword down a little bit so you can kind of see his face. But there he is with that. So let's compare him to a few other bots. And I'm going to scoot him back a little bit. Pop this up a little bit because we got some bigger bots that are going to be coming in. Things like that. So, but this is core class Optimus Prime right there. So, and then we got Magic Squares Optimus Prime. Another legend scale company. for you to see, but let's move this to the side over here. And then this is an Iron Factory's Megatronus. Not in the Samurai series, but I just thought he looked cool nonetheless. He can fit in with the Samurai series because he's got a big sword, but that's Megatronus right there, the Fallen. Very cool. Can't wait for Hasbro's version of that. And then we've got Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. So that's kind of from a scale, what you're looking at. So going to scale more with your Legends scale stuff versus anything else. But thank you guys for coming. You can pick up your paychecks on the way out. And I do have Hanimaru, which is Cyclonus, which is the Samurai version of Cyclonus, the IDW version of that one too as well. But yeah, there he is. So let's do this. Let's get him transformed into his ape mode, his alt mode. Let's do that through the magic of editing right now. And here he is, folks, Optimus Primal transformed into his beast mode. And fairly simple transformation, but this is not my favorite mode, and I will tell you why here in a little bit. But this is what he looks like, kind of just real monkey-ish, but you said monkey, not monkey-ish, but ape-ish, sorry, apes are not monkeys. But just he's meh, you know? I mean, I like him standing up like this, but usually with an ape, you need him on all fours. And so he goes like this, and then you're like, okay, well, how do I see his face? Well, the face does not move up that much. So you get this real apish look here. And the only way you're going to see his face is if you turn it like this. So in order to really see his face, you got to kind of have him standing up a bit here. But very simple to transform overall. But yeah, it's not my favorite form. From an articulation standpoint, it has the same pretty similar articulation that it does in robot mode with the arms, everything like that. But you want to kind of keep it looking like so. Now, the thing you can do, you can put the swords on the back. You just tab both the scabbards and the right here in, and there's a little thing that you can kind of tab on to the back that you can have the swords on there, or you can just leave them off. You can also keep the cannons down or up if you want to, but yeah, just here's my complaints about this. First of all, the head does not move up that much. It's just like that. That's about as much as you get. And then there's this huge gap right here. So right there is a pretty big gap in that transformation right there. But I mean, he looks good. I mean, he looks okay. Just not very fun to play with, so to speak. But there he is from the front, the side, the back, the side, and the front. So if you're looking from a height standpoint, if I have him standing like this, let me grab my ruler. He is going to be centimeter-wise about 9.5 centimeters, 9.5. And then from an inches standpoint, about 3.75 to the top of those guns there. But yeah, when he's on all fours like he should be as a gorilla, it does not look good. And the box is a little deceiving because it has him sitting up like this a little bit so that it looks like you can kind of see him better. But yeah, it's just not that great there. And I think the execution could have been better. Make that head a little bit more articulated. But yeah, there we go. From an alt mode standpoint, I mean, I got a couple cars that we can kind of compare them to, right? But he really just compares more to the bots in alt mode because, I mean, Optimus Primal really wasn't a hard transformation in any Transformer that you had. He was pretty straightforward. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about the alt mode on him. It's just okay. It's not that great. He looks good, but it just doesn't have the playability that you would want from a Gorilla. So something I would expect a little bit better out of Iron Factory on this, but I guess that's why he's probably only $35. But I do love the face. I mean, that face looks cool. It does look really cool. And the overall stylizedness of it is really cool. Again, those just look awesome. But let's get back together for my final thoughts on Optimus Primal from Iron Factory. So what are my final thoughts on Iron Factory's Samurai Optimus Primal? I'm not going to try to pronounce the name that they call him. I'm just going to call him Samurai Optimus Primal, Shogun Optimus Primal. But here he is. This is probably the pose I will keep him in. Something like this with his two swords. I'll put his little scabbard holders right here too as well. But overall, I do love this spot. I love the stylized version. I love the Feudal Japan look. I think this fits it really well. Transformation on it's fairly simple, but the overall look, the feel, I mean, the face just looks so cool. But I can't wait for more of these. I've got a bunch of these samurai bots, and I cannot wait to open them up to have them have a cool, just kind of like feudal Cybertron look to go along with that. Now, the cons that I have on this thing is the everything's kind of on a ball joint, so things can pop off really easily, like panels and stuff. And then the only other thing is just getting these hands on were just a little bit tough. But other than that, it just looks great. This just looks freaking amazing. And so on a scale of good, bad, awesome, I would give this guy a friggin' hi Jimmy awesome, you know, hi Jimmy. But hi Jimmy. But anyway, this, I mean, just that right there, it just does it for me with the face. This is just so cool. Now, I know some people who are traditionalists this may not be your bag, but if you are looking for something very stylized and very fun, and that doesn't take up a lot of room that legend scale bots don't, then this would be the way to go. Now, there's another company out there for Robot Toys that makes a more traditional Optimus Primal that is really great. That's one that's on my list to get. I don't have him yet, but yeah, the cool thing is Iron Factory does have a samurai version of Megatron, the Beast Wars Megatron, and Cheetor and Tigertron. So there's a bunch of Beast Wars samurai versions that are going to be coming out, but they also have a bunch of the old school. I got a review coming up of Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. That'll be very cool. Can't wait for y'all to see that. But that's what I got to say about him. I think you should pick him up. Pick him up on Shozi's store or TF Safari, bombusb.net, whichever would work. That's overseas, so you'll probably be waiting a couple weeks for it. If you can't wait, you can get him in the States, but he's going to cost you a little bit more. So overseas, probably about $35. Here in the States, you're probably looking about $50-$60 for this guy. But man, he will make a man out of you, I tell you what. So that's all I got to say about that. So if you like this video, maybe consider becoming a member. Thank you to who are members. Thank you so very much. I do have members exclusive videos and things like that post. And then you also get some bonuses in my giveaways and things like that too. But if you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just thank you for being a subscriber and thank you for being a friend. So tune in next time when we do have something else good, bad, or awesome. But in the meantime, y'all remember to stay young, have fun, and be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.